eCapitol News Director Sean Ashley is here with more of what is happening at the Capitol, and a lot is happening. So let's begin with the governor now. There's been a little bit of movement there regarding some of his nominees to the State Board of Education. So what's happening there?
That's right. Senator Kerry Hicks, a Democrat from Oklahoma City, has chosen not to carry forward two of his nominees to the State Board, Jennifer Monies and Estela Hernandez. She said after meeting with them, she had a disagreement with them on some basic ideas regarding common education. And so she has told the governor she will not carry their nominations forward. Now, this creates a little bit of a problem. These nominees have to be carried by someone, and we don't know who that will be, or we do not yet know when that meeting will take place. Senator Greg Treat, the Senate President Pro Tem, is working out those details, and hopefully we'll know sometime in the coming weeks. It's been a while since we have seen a member actually publicly say, I'm not carrying a nominee, and particularly when you have a brand new governor. At the same time, Democrats point out they've voted en masse for about 92% of all of the governor's nominees.
Wonder what the governor thinks about all of that. And while we're on the subject of Governor Stitt, pushing criminal justice reform, we've seen this in other states as well, and on the national level. What does he want?
Well, this year and last have been big years for criminal justice reform efforts in the state of Oklahoma. And as we're getting close to the end of the session, a number of issues are yet to be resolved. And so he's trying to push the legislature forward. In particular, what he is asking them to do is look at the way courts and district attorneys are funded. Right now, they rely heavily on fees that often are assessed on criminal cases as well as civil cases. He would like to see that money appropriated rather than them generating that money on their own. He's also looking to put about $10 million into diversion and treatment programs. And he's also asking lawmakers to endorse legislation that would allow people to obtain occupational licenses so that they could get a job if they've been convicted of a crime if it's not related to that particular job. He's also proposed a method of modifying the impact of State Question 780, which lowered certain property crimes and drug crimes to misdemeanors from felonies, so that those people currently sitting in prison could go through a modified commutation process in order to get out of prison.
Okay, so he wants a lot, and I know it's really important to him. Going to be one of his big deals, right?
And the legislature, too.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like the House and Senate, as they often do, have different ideas. In this case, about giving state retirees some of their pension increases or benefits. So what's the stalemate there?
Yeah, this has been going on all legislative session. The House originally passed a piece of legislation that would give a 2% cost of living adjustment. However, the Senate decided to send that to the legislative actuary to study the fiscal impact of it. The House has now passed a second piece of legislation to go to the actuary. That would be a 4% increase. So when lawmakers come back next year, they'll have the numbers on the cost of a 4% and a 2% increase, and then can decide between the two.
Okay, real quickly, we're in May. We're going down to the wire. What are you looking forward to next week?
Pretty soon we have to roll out some budget numbers, and we have to get movement started on that. There are the criminal justice reform efforts, and these gubernatorial nominees are an important issue that have to be resolved by the end of the legislative session.
There's still a lot to do, Sean Ashley. I know you'll be on top of it.
I certainly will.